Hi guys! So this video is specifically for basic training field exercises. So I just finished basic training about a couple weeks ago and I wanted to share with you guys what to expect for the field exercises over there. Shout out to 313 Echo Company. Let's go for platoon. So let's talk about the three field exercises that you're going to be doing at basic training, okay? So the first field exercise you're going to do is probably going to be on the third week. So second and third week of your basic training is going to be the hammer. So you're going to be rocking there for about 5 to 6 miles. On those rocks, make sure you wear good socks, okay? Because you're going to be wearing the basic training boots and they're going to be really uncomfortable. You're going to be walking a lot, so make sure you tie them up really good. And then if you need help adjusting your ruck, because other people have different types of body type, right? So if you're shorter, um, or smaller or taller, whatever, adjust your ruck to your body type. So your drill sergeant should help you, but you can find some videos online as well. I might be able to post one later, depending on if I have enough time. So I will do that. So the hammer, let's go back to that. So that's 2 days and a night in the field, okay? So you're gonna be waking up probably around 3 a.m., forming up by 3:45. You're gonna be wearing face paint, your tap system, your rug, the whole deal. And then when you get to the field, you're rugging for like 5, 6 miles, whatever, and then you get to the field, that's when they're going to teach you how to make foxholes, how to dig foxholes for the first time. So make sure you pay attention how to dig that because that's where you're probably going to be sleeping that night. So make sure, you pay attention. And one thing I have to tell you is that you have to make sure you take accountability for your own weapon, okay? So you're going to be digging. There's going to be a lot of things going on. You're going to be tired. You're going to be sleepy. Make sure you're holding on to that weapon that they give you, okay? Because the drill sergeants are going to walk around and they're going to steal the weapon on purpose to teach you a lesson. So make sure if you have to cuddle with it. Like I put my whole weapon in my bag, my sleeping bag, while I'm sleeping. So that way they can't take it. So make sure if you're digging, your battle buddy is, taking care of both y'all's weapon. And then when you guys switch, then you take care of their weapon as well. Okay. The second field exercise you're going to do is the anvil. So that's probably going to be around probably like week 5, 6. And then that's gonna be 7 to 8 miles rocking, okay? So you're gonna be there for 3 days and 2 nights. What we had done, and now this is different. I gotta tell you, I gotta start by telling you that this is different for all basic training. Sorry, am I tripping or is my uniform like weird? Okay. It's gonna be a little bit different, right? So just because this is my experience doesn't mean that this is gonna be your experience. I'm just showing you guys what had happened to my basic training to see what you might be able to expect when you get there. So on the anvil, we had done a lot of field exercises there. So that was the first time we actually got there and did a bunch of like cool stuff. Okay. Shout out to Drill Sergeant Rivera, Drill Sergeant Vernell, Drill Sergeant O, and Drill Sergeant Zellner. Like they really put work on that, and Drill Sergeant Wells as well. So what they had done was they first of all before we went to Anvil, they gave us like a operation brief. So they kind of let us know like what's going on, why we're going there, who's our enemy, and but how are we gonna go about that? Okay, so we have like checkpoints and ORP and our objectives and everything. So when we get to the anvil field, we get to our ORP, which you're gonna learn later. So if I'm saying some stuff that you don't know right now, you're gonna learn it later. So we set up our ORP at the field, and then we start digging our foxholes, right? And on those nights, we did we did recon missions. So what we had done is per squad, we go out into the field and then we just kind of listen to what the enemy are saying, which are probably going to be the drill sergeants, most likely. They're probably going to be wearing different uniforms, like to show that they're the enemies. So, you do recon mission, you write down anything you heard, what they're talking about, and then you give that to the RTO, and then the RTO will give it to the commander, whatever. And then at the Anvil as well, we set up checkpoints. So every time there's a car going into our field, we have to search it. We have to ask them what's going on. And we have to make sure they're good, they're not the enemies before they go into our field. I gotta say, on that first night, we did have a mass casualty, meaning they were just tapping people out, saying like, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead. So we had done was we had to collect all the casualties we had, and then we had to call up 9-line medevac. So make sure you remember the 9-line medevac. That way, if you can help your battle buddies, you can go ahead and do that. And then we had done some warrior tasks and battle drills as well over there. We did warrior tasks and battle drills 1 and battle drill 2. And then we also did some missions that included crossing an LDA, which you're gonna learn at basic training. So what that means is just crossing a road, pretty much. So you just have to like make sure you're out there and you have your weapons and you're pulling security before your battle buddies pass the road, pretty much. What I like about the Anvil is that it was kind of like hands off from the drill sergeants. So they just let the squad leaders and the team leaders kind of run the mission themselves. So what that means is that we were like in wedge formations and we were calling out anything that we want to do in our mission, right? So how we want to set it up and how we want our formations to be. And the drill sergeants were just like on the side and they're just walking with us. They're not telling us what to do, which I really liked. And then at the end of that, we did our AAR, which is kind of like a review of the report of our mission, and then they tell us what we can improve on, they tell us what we did well, and then that's how you kind of learn, right? You get practice and stuff like that. And then the last field exercise you're gonna do at basic training is the forge. Okay, the forge is gonna be about 10 to 11 miles rucking, probably. It's gonna be 3 nights and 4 days. So this was probably the hardest. Well, this is the hardest field exercise. That's why it's at the end. And if you do the forge, just make sure you're flexible because there's gonna be a lot of things happening, and you're just gonna wanna quit, especially with the rock. Like it's gonna be long, So make sure you don't quit. Just keep pushing through, and you're gonna make it. I promise. So what we did in the forge, and I'm looking this way because I have my notes here. So what we did at the forge was on the first night, we had a mass casualty again. So, but at this point though, we were prepared for it. So we had people, we had like the medical people, and we had people designated to pull the security. We had people designated to call the 9-line medevac. So it wasn't as crazy and unorganized as the Anvil. And then what else did we do? We did like the foxhole. Oh, so instead of just digging your foxhole, we started camouflaging our foxhole, meaning like we started putting like woods and leaves, and we just made it look really good. I'm honestly so proud of my platoon of this one. I was also the PG for this forge, and I was a PG and we were the duty week. It was crazy. We had to set up so much stuff, like people's eye sheet, like every platoon's eye sheet, arm submerge, their food, the radios. Like I was just on the radio the whole time. It was honestly super hectic. Like I probably didn't sleep at all for like 3 days. I probably had like maybe 2 hours for the whole day. And then at the forge, we had we did missions as well at the forge, okay? So the first mission that we did, it was the company commander, the battalion commander, and the commanding sergeant major were watching us, and a bunch of drill sergeants. So what we had done for the first mission was we had to go on a mission to get our food, our MREs for supplies. So we had already know who our enemies were. We had already know like what we have to do. So they gave us a map, they gave us a compass, they gave us a bunch of blank bullets, and our whole tab system was just full of blanks. We had our weapon, our helmet, everything. So they gave us the map, they gave us the coordinates of where we were and the coordinates where the supply was. So we had just went there. I took a squad from my platoon and we went out there, okay? It was crazy. So I had Ruiz as my squad leader. I had Wright as my alpha team leader, and we were just going through it all. So we went through the woods, you know, we did the filing, we did the squad if whenever we like have more space. And then we were just doing the land navigation as we go through. So finally we get to the forge, and the enemies, which were the drill sergeants, started shooting at us. It was crazy, it was hectic. So then that's when we started reacting to contact, right? So that's battle drill 1. So we went online, we just assaulted through, and we ended up well, taking down the drill sergeants. So we took down the Boom Brothers, and then one of the missions, drill sergeant Zellner had a whole suicide vest on, and we had to like run away, and then we had to go on prone position because he's about to blow up, right? So it was really fun, I'm not gonna lie. So we got our food and we started running back to the CP. And then we went back to the CP and we started just dispersing the food, the MREs for all the platoons. So that was really fun. And then so after that mission, the next day, they called us out again to do another mission for our platoon. So we went on another mission, and you know, we were out there, okay, for real. Like we were just doing it up. And so um what else do we do? Okay, so after that nighttime as well, we did Nick at Night. So what that is that you probably have seen it like online or whatever. What that is you're literally just low crawling or high crawling through this field, and they're just like shooting at you at the top. Like you're gonna have your helmet, you're gonna have your IOTV. It's gonna be heavy. It's gonna be hard, okay? But I'm telling you, push through, you can do it. It's gonna be fine. So we had to do all that. Before we did the Nick at Night, which I wasn't aware that we were gonna do, was it was kind of like an obstacle course. So what that was, it was just like we were just running around, and it was so dark, like people were falling for real. It's not funny, but you know, they were just falling because we can't see. Like I almost fell as well. So, you know, just make sure you watch where you're going, because it's gonna be dark. You're gonna be tired, your legs are gonna be tired. And then after that, you're gonna put your eye pro, you're gonna put your helmet, you're gonna put your ear pro, eye pro, and then your IOTV, and you're just gonna low crawl this thing. And you gotta remember, this is the last thing you have to do for basic training. Like Nick at Night is the last thing you have to do. So I'm telling you, don't quit. Just keep low crawling. Like you're gonna get there, I promise. So just keep roll crawling, and then you're gonna make it to the end, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, congratulations! Like you made it!" Blah blah. Blah. Then you stand up. You probably will do like ice submerge. At this point, it's probably gonna be like 1, 2 a.m. And then after that, the day after that, you're gonna walk to Hilton Field. So I don't know if it's the same with everybody. Well, first of all, this is from Fort Jackson. So if you're graduating from like I don't know, Fort Leonard Wood, Fort Sill or whatever, it's probably gonna be a little different. But for Fort Jackson, we had to walk to the Hilton Field from the Forge. So that's probably gonna be like another 10 miles. Okay, it's a lot. So 10 miles to the field. And then we got there around 4 a.m., but the ceremony didn't start until like 6 or something. So we were just in the field, like tired as fuck, and we were just sleeping on the floor, like in the field. And at this point, like people haven't showered in like so many days, and we were just out there. And then the first sergeant had asked us to take off our socks. So yeah, if you're sitting like in the middle, you're gonna be smelling everybody's socks, everybody's feet. And after that, finally, we started the soldier ceremony. We did the whole deal. The battalion commander, the command sergeant major did their speech, and then our drill sergeant had given us the patch. So I don't have it right now because I'm actually at OCS right now, but I just took off my patch. And they'll give you the patch, the US Army patch, and then they'll go through the everybody's patches. And then after that, you get trans back to your company, and then you're probably gonna have the soldiers meal after that, which is pretty cool. So the soldiers meal is pretty much you like eating, drinking, whatever, like ice cream, cake, ribs, whatever you couldn't eat before, you can eat now, just for the soldier ceremony. And then you can actually talk to each other, which was cool. So yeah, guys, that was pretty much basic training. I can make another basic training video just to talk about my experiences and how you can make basic training as fun as you could. But yeah, that's it for the field exercises. If I have to tell you guys something about the field exercises, is just be kind to each other. So everybody's gonna be tired, like I said, everybody's gonna be pissy and annoyed. It's gonna be hot, or it's gonna be cold depending on when you go. Just be nice to each other. Like I promise you, it's not that big of a deal. It's gonna be bad, it's gonna be uncomfortable, but it's only temporary. And the people from left and your right side are gonna be your battle buddies for the next couple weeks. So just be kind to each other because they're all you got. So make friends, and yeah, you got this. Good luck.